Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
The people of Connecticut mourning the loss of 2 police officers. One of those officers surviving that attack.
You never expect something like this to happen, and everything, your whole life can change.
It's just tragic. Feel bad for the families and the police community.
Today, we're learning more about what happened at the scene of the deadly shooting in Bristol.
They're always here for us, so we need to be there for them.
Local businesses showing their support for the men and women in blue in these disturbing times.
I get my blue lights. Got to support the blue. That's 100%.
In Meriden, officials make sure both officers are never forgotten. The Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. The people of Connecticut and the law enforcement community are still mourning the loss of 2 Bristol officers.
Both Sergeant Dustin DeMonte and Officer Alex Hamzy were killed in the line of duty Wednesday night. Officer Alec Iorato was also shot, but has since been released from the hospital.
And in North Haven today, Officer Iorato showed up with crutches to honor his brothers in blue. Streets were closed as Sergeant DeMonte's body was transported to North Haven Funeral Home. Mourners gathered in the streets to pay their respects to a fallen Connecticut hero.
On Wednesday night, we know that the officers were responding to a domestic violence call on Redstone Road between 2 brothers. The officers arrived around 10:45 p.m. and state police say the call may have been a deliberate ambush. Upon arrival, they were immediately shot at by a suspect, later identified as 35-year-old Nicholas Brutcher.
Now, as police are continuing their investigation, we're continuing our team coverage of just what happened that tragic night. Turning first to Fox 61's Tony Terzi. He's live in Bristol with some shocking images from the scene of the crime. So, Tony, what can you tell us about what's been uncovered today?
Well, today, I mean, there really are some close-up pictures that could be disturbing to some toward the beginning of our story. I just want to let you know. Right now you see traffic flowing normally once again on Redstone Hill Road, but there's nothing normal about what went on the house at 310 Redstone Hill, which is right behind me. Even though the police tape and investigators are gone, the bullet holes that riddled the garage and house where this deadly shooting went down attracted passers-by who were taking pictures.
I thought it was something within my house, and then it kept on going and going and going, pop, 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 and then we knew what it was. State Inspector General and former Judge Robert Devlin surveyed the property today, even spending time in the backyard, but he declined comment, as each of the other 3 agencies investigating the cop killings have since their press conference on Thursday.
I think it's still speculation. I think that investigation's ongoing.
The gunfire was quite audible on surveillance footage obtained by Fox 61 from a nearby home. And gun experts say it's clear an assault or sporting rifle was used in the killings.
I don't know the answer to that, but I know if it was an assault weapon, it's illegal in the state of Connecticut.
Bleachers Sports Bar has been closed since the shooting, but investigators will not confirm reports that the suspect, Nick Brutcher, and his brother were issued summonses by police at Bleachers the same night of the shooting. A bouncer for another nearby bar, Legend, said he encountered the alleged shooter last Friday, and he looked uncomfortable.
You know, after 30 minutes of him being there, drinking and stuff, he was in one spot, and moved to another spot, and moved to another spot. So, like, why is this guy all over the place?
And he made it clear that he never spoke to Nick Brutcher that night, and that was the first time he had ever seen him at Legends. By the way, the Inspector General, Judge Devlin, did say that his goal was by the end of business today to issue a press release on whatever his department, his office of the Inspector General, could release related to this investigation. We're live in Bristol. Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. In Bristol, the community there continues to support the police department. By now, you may have heard about efforts to buy blue lights in the city. And a number of small businesses are making sure that their acts of goodwill shine bright all over the area as well.
Fox 61's Jim Altman joins us live on Rosewood Drive in Bristol with more on this side of the story. Jim.
And Sarah and Jen, by now you've probably seen this house. It has acted as a symbol of support behind us. It's a Halloween scene, but they've made it all blue, and that's sort of been a common theme around town. They've sort of started this, but it certainly hasn't ended here on Rosewood Drive. All over town, efforts like this have helped show solidarity, all with the flick of a switch. A state heartbroken.
Sad. Very, very sad.
A community galvanized.
How are you today?
I get my blue lights. Got to support the blue. That's 100%.
After the senseless killings of 2 police officers, Alex Hamzy and Dustin DeMonte, in Bristol, there's essentially a front porch project to back the blue.
Yeah, a bunch of people are getting them for their neighbors and everything.
On Farmington Avenue at City True Value Hardware, an actual blue light special.
I bought the last 264 they had in our Manchester warehouse yesterday, next day air, so I'd have them today.
Owner Joe Englert has taken the initiative to help spark more support, selling blue lights at cost, about $1 each, to honor the fallen Bristol officers.
Yesterday someone mentioned about putting in the blue lights in front of your house, changing your bulbs out, to show them that we support them 100%. So I looked at what they had in True Value Warehouse, and I grabbed what they had, and the next day aired them, so I have them here today.
My son's a police officer in Bristol, a police lieutenant, and I feel for him and his whole department. They're heartbroken, and you hear about it in other states, but not here in Bristol.
During such a dark time, another bright spot. At Hubbard Florists, their arrangements have almost all been made for the Bristol PD.
We had people in our store yesterday all day long purchasing flowers to bring over and place on the cruisers or the cruiser in front of the police department, and especially buying blue flowers because that's representative of the blue of our police department. It's been tough couple of days.
And for the foreseeable future, there's a push to shed light on the message.
It's sad. It's heartbreaking. It's very sad. I feel so bad for all the families. Just sending them big hugs and prayers and love.
I'll tell you this, it definitely brought our community together in the last 24 hours. Everything that's happened in Bristol here, it's amazing. It's amazing. We have a small town, but it's so supportive. It's unbelievable.
And at last check, Joe had sold almost all of those blue lights, 264 of them. He will now look to restock. Quite a show of support here in Bristol. We come to you live from Bristol tonight. Jim Altman, Fox 61 News.
Pretty incredible. Jimmy, thank you. And new tonight, family and close friends weighing in on the loss of both officers.
Fox 61's Emma Wolforst is live outside Bristol Police Department with more on the memories that they have shared. Emma.
Yes, Sarah, Jen, for the past 2 days, a steady stream of people coming here to the police department in Bristol, to this memorial, which I don't even think you can see behind me. This thick crowd of people has gathered. They've been bringing by flowers and flags and signs for the past 2 days, hoping to honor the impact Sergeant Dustin DeMonte and Alex Hamzy left on this community.
Tell you about him. Let's see where to begin.
Phil DeMonte remembers his brother, Sergeant Dustin DeMonte, as friendly, kind, and an amazing person.
He just was an overall great person. I mean, father, husband, most of all, brother.
DeMonte, 35, hired in 2012, worked as a school resource officer and advisor for the Explorer Cadet Program and awarded the Silver Star. He is survived by his wife, 2 children, and 1 on the way.
And him and I were so close growing up as kids, and even so close now.
But he wasn't just loved by his family.
Sergeant DeMonte was he was a big motivation for me to help me stay sober. The kind words that he said to me helped me to be where I'm at today, which by the grace of God, I'm 2 years sober.
The other Bristol officer killed Wednesday night, Alex Hamzy.
These officers every day go above and beyond what they do and some do more.
Hamzy, 34, hired in 2014, assigned to the Central Regional Emergency Response Team, and received countless commendations.
Because they're always here for us, so we need to be there for them.
A family friend of Hamzy's for over 25 years, sending us this message, writing she doesn't even know what to say, but everyone is hurting. And that's exactly what these residents have been feeling the past 2 days, supporting each other and their grieving community. Now, like I said, this crowd of people gathered here, there is going to be a vigil in just a couple minutes outside here at the Bristol Police Department. Our Carmen Chow will be covering that and bringing you all the updates later on. For now, live in Bristol, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61 News.
All right, Emma, thank you. In North Haven today, the community also pouring out to support fallen Police Sergeant Dustin DeMonte as he was being escorted to the North Haven funeral home. Washington Street was closed then between I-91 and Clintonville to make way for mourners. And to support the families, the Bristol Police Department has started the Bristol Police Heroes Fund. Bristol Police accepting donations at all branches of Thomaston Savings Bank, with more opportunities popping up on their department page. So make sure you check those out.
And we'll have continuing coverage throughout the weekend as we honor and remember Sergeant Dustin DeMonte and Officer Hamzy. We have more on the officer shot, the timeline of the situation, and how people around the state are remembering these fallen heroes on Fox61.com, the free Fox 61 News app, and on Fox 61 Plus.
A very, very difficult couple days in our state, and we know that there is this vigil tonight, and we're hoping for good weather for everyone, of course. Yes, and there will be. The weather not only tonight, but straight through the weekend, really going to cooperate. A beautiful sunset is ongoing across the state. You're seeing Hartford at 63, 66 for the New Haven area, and those beautiful colors there in the flags at half mast too. Taking a look at the temperatures, we're in the upper 50s to low 60s, I should say. Low to mid 60s at the Connecticut shoreline. And we're looking at quiet weather this weekend. Lots of sunshine, a few clouds on Sunday, but overall looking good. Eventually, we're going to get a front through here, but that will be Monday. That'll bring us some rain and then cooler temperatures to follow. Taking a look at your outdoor dining forecast, and we'd have to change the colors there to reflect the fact that the sun is setting. Temperatures in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees for that. Heading towards 11 o'clock tonight, temperatures are close to 50 degrees, and we'll see overnight lows dropping back into the 40s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. So a clear, crisp night ahead, and look at this Saturday with lots of sunshine and high temperatures that are right around, if not a little above average for this time of year, touching the 70-degree mark as we head through the afternoon. Sunday looks great as well, but we do have a cool down on the way for next week, and we're timing out some more rain as well coming up.
Thank you, Rachel.